What's going on YouTube? I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about that amazing Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, the long-awaited trailer, and it was amazing. And I'm going to talk about my theories and my thoughts on it. My first overall thoughts on the trailer was that it was amazing. If that was the only trailer that we're going to get, that would be fine with me because I don't want them to give away too much. The trailer to me showed a lot, but it showed a lot as far as just the first overall half of the movie, because we see Peter, the aftermath of Mysterio revealing his identity. And I really like that the trailer showed that, because as much as I like Spider-Man and I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, we haven't really shown, like, he hasn't suffered enough. And I like that they're showing that him suffering in the trailer. And this movie seemed like it's gonna be lean heavily on the identity crisis, and I enjoy that. I've always wanted to see that in a Spider-Man movie, and it's given us to us, even though it's a multiverse film as well. And what I really liked about the trailer is they gave you little teases of the villains. We finally have it confirmed that William Dafoe's it was rumors, but he is confirmed to be the main villain. And at first I was a little bit skeptical. I released a video about why I was worried about the movie, but you know, at first, I hear that they're bringing back all these characters from the Raimi-verse, the TASM-verse, and I was like a little bit confused, and I thought they were going to take the shine away from Tom Holland's Spider-Man and the Identity Crisis storyline, because Far From Home set up a great storyline for this third film. And going into it, the trailer, I was really hyped about it, even though I was worried about it. I released a video on that, and you can check it out on the channel. But when I watched the trailer, it really put me at ease, because it seems like they are balancing it out. And I'm glad that, because Marvel is doing this, because Marvel has made movies like Infinity War that had like over 10 characters in it, and it had a lot of characters, and they were able to balance out characters and give each character its shine. So my worries are at ease. But as far as like the theories goes, there's people posting a lot of theories online about Spider-Man No Way Home, and I think that William Dafoe, he will be the main villain. His Green Goblin will be the main villain. And a lot of people talking about Doctor Strange and all that stuff. I think that people are kind of overblowing that. I think Doctor Strange is still Doctor Strange. I don't think he's Mephisto. I'm not going to go down that road again. But I think that William Dafoe's Green Goblin will be the main villain, especially with all the rumors that he has a lot of interaction with Tom Holland Spider-Man. We know Andrew Garfield. We know Tobey Maguire. We know they're both coming back. It's just, my theory is that Doc Ock in the trailer, he says that, well, it's one of my theories. In the end of the trailer, he says, "Hello, Peter." I don't think he's talking to Tom Holland's Peter, because he doesn't know who Tom Holland's Peter. He doesn't know. He hasn't even met him yet. So I think that he's talking to Tobey Maguire's Peter. It just makes the most sense. And I think that throughout the first half of the movie, it'll be mostly about Peter getting his identity resolved. And I think one of my theories is that when he goes to Strange and they mess up the spell, as you've seen it in the trailer, Peter is talking throughout Doctor Strange, doing the spell and all that crap, and Peter kind of messes it up. He keeps talking, he doubts, he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want MJ to forget, he doesn't want Ned to forget, he doesn't want Aunt May to forget, and rightfully so, because he would have to go through that all over again, keeping a secret for them, and it'll probably be much worse. So I think what's going to happen is, I think that the spell is going to ruin, and it's going to bring in all the multiverse villains from the Raimi-verse, the TASM universe, and I think that's what's going to cause all the villains to come in, because the spell doesn't work. I think that at the same time it happens, I think it'll be because I think that it'll cause a ripple, like more, it'll break into the multiverse because we know that Sylvie, when she killed Kang and Loki, spoiler alert, it created the multiverse more and it kind of broke the universe. And in WandaVision, she didn't, everybody thought that she was going to directly cause the multiverse, even though she really didn't. It created like hexes and all that stuff, and a hex event, nexus event, you name it. So I think that Strange doing that, it'll cause more ripple effects in the multiverse, and it's going to cause all these different villains like Doc Ock. We know that his story is gonna pick up right after Spider-Man 2 when he goes into the solar energy sun. He's gonna go into our main Spider-Man, our Peter's Earth in the MCU, and we know that Electro's in it. With as far as the 6 villains, we know Electro, Doc Ock, Green Goblin. That was confirmed by the trailer. Sandman, it's rumored. We don't know. I think he was in the trailer. Lizard, and we don't know who the 6th villain is. I think it's Mysterio. I think Mysterio is alive and well, because it'll be really cool to see how like the whole movie, it's just 5 villains, and then at the end, the final battle, Mysterio pops up. It'll be really cool to see that. I think that when Marvel was able to get a big-time actor in Jake Gyllenhaal, Marvel doesn't get a lot of big-time actors, so it was really cool to see a big-time actor act as a villain. So I think that it'll be a waste to just get Jake Gyllenhaal for just Far From Home. I think that he's got to come back. I don't think he's dead, and it would be really cool to see him again. And I think that in this scene where Peter, a lot of people are going crazy over the suit. I think that that's just a coincidence. I think people are reading too much into it with the whole where he's wearing a suit on in the highway scene, and he's looking, spider senses are tingling, and people think that, oh, that's Toby. No, I don't think that's Toby. I think that Peter's going to court, or he's leaving court, and I think that's why it explains him wearing the clothes and all that stuff. I think people are reading too much into it, but I think that the way Toby and Andrew come in, I think they're gonna come in towards the end, and they're gonna help our Peter, Tom Holland's Peter Parker, fight the villains. And I think that what's gonna happen is they'll fight the villains, and I think that a lot of people are not going to want to hear this, but I think that Toby's Peter Parker is going to die, because I think that it'll be really cool to see like his story kind of end, his Peter, and I think that Andrew's Peter will go back to his universe after they defeat the villains. Now, I have a theory on how they can resolve MCU's Peter's identity issue. I think that what's going to happen is throughout the movie, I think what's going to, the spell, I think the Strange, when he does the spell, I think it'll work, and it'll work initially, but it doesn't work fully. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the one question. That's the one thing I don't see a lot of people talking about, is how they resolve the identity issue. A lot of people think that he's gonna do it at the end, and then people will forget. I think that it won't be a cop-out, but I would much rather see Matt Murdock actually prove it, that Peter's innocent, and also prove that he's not Spider-Man, like, in a way. I think it'll be really, really cool to see if the drones I remember in Far From Home, MJ found one of the drones, and she used the drone, like, no, she got it, and she used it to tell Peter that, like, Mysterio is using illusions and it was fake and all that stuff. I think that it would be really cool if they use that, create like a illusion of create an illusion of Spider-Man, and then have Peter in the same room as him, and then prove his innocence. I think that'll be really cool to do. I don't know if they're going to go that route, but I think that'll be really cool. And I've seen a lot of people talk about how, like, Ned, in one of the photos they released back in February to do and they were releasing the 3 photos, and they released a title the next day, and they were kind of messing with the fans. People think they were looking at Ned, he was wearing a Letterman jacket, and they think maybe the spell kind of goes right, and then they don't remember who Peter is. They don't remember that he's Spider-Man, and Ned is like an athlete now. Or I've seen people say that this is a different timeline where Ned's like an athlete, and that I don't know if I think that what's gonna happen is I think that Peter and Ned will have like a their friendship will kind of go awry. They'll like separate. Maybe like I could see a scenario where like Ned kind of he'll like distance himself from Peter and he kind of becomes a jock. I could see that happening where it's kind of like a friendship drama. Maybe like, you know, I've heard rumors that Ned's mom's gonna appear in this movie. Maybe Ned's mom doesn't want him to be around Peter anymore. You know, I could see that happening. And as far as like I have a deaths go, I think that two people are gonna die. I think Happy will die, and I think Aunt May will die. I think it'll be really cool to see Peter go through like a death, a big time death. We've never seen Aunt May die in any of the Spider-Man films. We've seen it happen in the video game recently, but I think it'll be really cool and interesting and a different take and a different route to go and take the character. And if you kill the last family that Peter really has in a traumatic multiverse identity crisis event, I think it'll be really cool, and it could be a good life lesson to Peter because to keep his identity, because Strange says in the trailer, the problem is you trying to live two lives. You know, he's trying to have a normal life and be Spider-Man, and that's difficult for Peter. And I think that it'll be a good different take. A lot of people think that MJ's gonna die. I don't see that happening. Zendaya makes the money. They're not gonna kill Zendaya off. She's just too big of a draw. But I could see Ned dying. I don't think he'll die in this movie. I'm on and off about Ned's character. Like I want him to stay, but I feel like there's part of me that thinks that he's gonna die, but I don't want him to. But that could be really heartbreaking to see like Peter lose his best friend, and they could also potentially set up the Hobgoblin arc. Who knows? But that's it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.